Today, I'm going to show you a very simple way of how to teach a dog for the first time not to touch food. A lot of times people don't trust their dogs. And the reason why they don't trust their dogs is because the dog is not clear with the rules, boundaries, and limitations with food. And today, since we're doing Training Cesar's Way, TCW, here at the ranch, I'm gonna show you with a dog that we take from a shelter, and it's brand new, so you see the whole process, the beginning, the middle, and the end. And this particular dog is a middle of the pack. It's not a very excited dog, so also it does count the position of the pack and the excitement of this dog, right? So that way you guys learn to be successful with dogs, that you can learn and achieve the goal of teaching a dog rules, boundaries, limitations with food. So that way you know. And for those who want to become behaviorists in the future, remember, it could be the same side effect, or like they say the dog is super excited or excited about food, and excitement has levels, low, medium, high. But today I'm going to show you a very simple way of how to teach a dog for the first time not to touch food, so that way he learns to be respectful in front of food. Now, the reason why I like to teach people rules, boundaries, and limitations with food, number one, you control where you put the food. Number two, the food is not going to move, or it's not going to have a bad reaction between the food and the dog, right? So once you learn to tell the dog, do not touch food, and that gives you that self-confidence, now you can practice the same activity with a dog, with a cat, with a bird. So that way your dog knows to have rules, boundaries, limitations to the smell of food. Remember, when we present the food, they don't get to see it, they get to smell it. So if you control the nose of the dog, which is 60% of the brain, you are telling the dog, whatever you smell has rules, boundaries, limitations. That way you can tell your dog, you know, when you smell dogs, when you smell cats, when you smell birds, when you smell whatever, I want you to do the same thing as you did with the food. So for you, it's going to be much easier because you don't have to worry. If a dog eats the food, you don't have to worry, you just have to do it again. Versus if you try this activity with animals. So before you go into live challenges, just try this with food. I'm telling you, it's going to change your relationship. Your self-confidence is going to grow to another level, and your dog is going to be clear of what is it that you want them to do with food, which is rules, boundaries, and limitations. So what is it that you need? You need a leash, you need a ball, you need food, you need patience, and you need to learn that your timing has to be precise. And that's it. Okay, so we have the ingredients. The ingredients is a human that knows about silence, to be calm. You know, silence is a way to keep your nerves, your excitement, your uncertainty. Then is the calmness. You can also learn how to breathe. This is very simple stuff. And then is the confidence that you can accomplish it. The love and the joy, or the reward of the good boy or the good girl, that is after, right? So I like to teach in silence, with calmness, precision, and imprint. This is his first time that he's about to do. That's why I have a leash. And the leash is going to help me just to keep him in one aura, in one area that I want him to, so he can focus, right? All right. Let him get comfortable. Let him get comfortable with being up in this table. This is what I teach a lot of obedience. And then you see that your dog is relaxed. You can hold the food. Never hold the food away from the dog. Never get nervous. Never get anxious about it, or don't trust your dog, or don't feel that your dog can't do it. So don't have those feelings, because it's gonna work against you, right? So So this dog never done it before, obviously, and you're gonna see it's very fast. It's very fast. The correction, right? And then the waiting. Ready? Breathe, relax. Just a little distance so the camera can see. I'm gonna wait for him to look away. Put it right here. Wait for them to come to it. There you go. So way before he gets to touch it, then you do the correction. The famous or the touch to help him snap out of it so the brain doesn't continue going. So that's step one. Step two, you move the plate again. Because every time the plate moves, it's movement. So the mind goes into maybe I can touch it because now move to a different place. See, now I don't have to physically touch to snap them out of them. Now the sound is plenty because the first time I did it, it was perfect. The imprint was perfect, right? So the leash is so he doesn't run away too far or go and do something else because we're teaching. So make sure that when you're teaching your dog, you have a leash so the dog doesn't stop the training or make a decision that he doesn't want to do it anymore. Otherwise, it's not complete, right? So what we're doing is creating this structure that creates this clear and it turns into this beautiful moment. Beautiful, structure, clear. The ingredients again, leash, dog, human, bowl with food, right? Very good. Very good. Fantastic. Fantastic. There you go. He can smell it, but he can't touch it. That's a beautiful calm surrender. And so when you're in a restaurant, the food is not going to be in the ground. But just the fact that we achieve this calm surrender or laying down, then food in a restaurant at home is here. You see it? So they learn that no matter where the food is, high, middle, low, can be touched. And that is very important for them because it teaches them what the rules, the boundaries, and the limitations are. It's like us learning how to behave in a restaurant, at church, at a bus, whatever it is. We have to learn rules, boundaries, limitations, right? We have to learn how to be in front of food, how to be in front of people, how to be in front of horses, how to be in front of everything. So what makes us well behave is that we understand the rules, the boundaries, and the limitations. So me getting the food close, it's not to tempt him, it's just to remind him that no matter how close the food is, can be touched. Obviously, the farther away, the easier it should be. So think about it like how people who are entering into a diet, they have to have self-control. So let's pretend that this is a cupcake, right? I'm not into sweet, but a lot of people are into sweet. And that person have to be in front of the cupcake and just be calm, surrender, and not tempting to grab the cupcake and eat it. Same thing as for the dog. It's not to tease them, it's to teach them. No matter how close. Very good. That's a good decision. To move away from the food and come to me, right? So and this is a dog that is not part of my pack in an intimate way. This is a dog that is part of my pack right now that we teach in Training Caesar's Way. So if this particular dog that we have not established yet, trust, respect, and love, can learn to leave the food alone, your dog should be a lot easier because you already have trust, hopefully, and this is about respect. Right? So when a dog misbehaves with other dogs, what that says is, I don't know how to respect other dogs. So through the food, you can teach your dog rules, boundaries, limitations, and eventually transfer it into dogs, cats, birds, and everything else. I hope you enjoy this simple way of teaching your dogs rules, boundaries, limitations through the food, and eventually you use the same imprint into dogs, cats, birds, squirrels, and everything else. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, and join me on my mission of better humans, better planet.